It's not looking the other way. This is corroborated by all of the reporting. You just don't know anything.
By CNN and MSNBC. Who else?
No, by the Office of the Inspector General, dipshit, where we literally have State Department reports of prison guards zapping the wet floors to send a shock to everybody within the cell.
That's not true.
And we were paying $6 million to. Oh, it says it in the State Department report. And we were literally paid $6 million to Bukele to send these people there.
I think you're being a little biased, to be honest with you.
If it's biased to read out the State Department reports from 2022 and 2023, then yeah, I'm a little biased. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Rinyald. And if you disagree with anything in the video, make sure you join the Discord and we can have a chat sometime. How's it going, buddy?
Hi, I'm a Trump supporter.
Are you fat and stupid?
I just read your title.
Is it true?
Why do you think Trump supporters are stupid?
Because they support Donald Trump, and supporting Donald Trump is stupid.
True. Yes.
That's your logic? Trump supporters are stupid?
Yeah, if they support somebody who is a stupid candidate for president, then they're stupid.
Yeah, that candidate.
But the choice was between Biden and then Harris and then Trump. Did you think that their intelligence was exceeded Trump's?
Absolutely.
Well, yes, absolutely, but also they're far less evil as well. So.
Far less evil?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that time that Biden said, those Second Amendment supporters, they can't go against us. We have nuclear weapons. That was a cool statement.
Yeah,
it was much cooler. It was much cooler than when Donald Trump said that maybe the Second Amendment people could do something about Hillary Clinton. I think that quote from Trump is much more evil.
I don't really remember that, but if he did say that,
I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember Biden saying that.
He did say that. I don't condone it, but I don't remember him saying that.
Yeah, I don't remember Biden saying that, so I guess we're
Biden said
even.
You can look
but I don't remember it. So if I don't remember it, then it didn't happen.
True.
Well, it was more concerning to me as an American when you have the president saying
who infringes on the Constitution. Absolutely, I agree.
If you wanted to be
with the Second Amendment that wants to go against
and Hex all at the same time, make sure to pop by my live stream this
Stop.
Friday at 9 p.m.
Cringy.
No, cringe.
I'm posting a video. Shut the fuck up.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, Jay, no, I completely agree with you. I think that a president who infringes on the Constitution is inherently evil and should not be supported.
Right, I agree.
No, that's not true. Every president infringes on the Constitution. The difference is calling to terminate the Constitution. That's another step. Donald Trump did that.
You know what scares me about Democrats is that they ignore the tens of millions of genocides that have happened. Mm-hmm. in the last 100 years by governments. And what do these Democrats want to do? What do these Democrats want to do? Let's take away the Second Amendment right.
What they should be doing is calling for the genocide to go further so they can build a resort. That's what they should be doing. That's what the non-evil answer is. True.
You're so right, Ronald.
Build a what?
Build a resort on the land that's being genocided. That's what Democrats should really do.
With a massive golden statue.
Well, if you talk about Israel and so forth, a lot of Trump supporters, they don't support what Israel has done at all. And
that sounds pretty stupid if they voted for Donald Trump.
Real.
Yep.
Hold on 1 second. I got to take a call.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, okay.
He's calling his mom to cry about how people on the internet called him fat and stupid.
No, he seems okay. He actually seems like he's kind of half, engaging. I respect that a billion times more than that dumb fuck logic.
Yeah, real. Holy shit.
Someone else is trying to join. I don't know who.
Let's see. Oh, well, he's not anymore.
Yeah, left.
Okay. Well, how we feeling?
Well,
I'm feeling it,
You know,
That's good.
how's everyone's day going?
pretty good. Pretty good.
How do you explain
That's good.
Rosie O'Donnell? Can you tell me who you think weighs more between Rosie O'Donnell and Donald Trump?
Oh yeah,
Good.
Rinyald,
Yeah.
Wick responded.
Oh, is he letting you on?
He said, "It's not my panel." ALAS.
Not.
I don't know what that means.
He thinks you're talking about the panel that he's on, like currently. Yeah, tell him that you mean the panels that he hosts. He thinks you're talking about the RGR panel. It's so funny how the left gets so easily triggered. Here,
It's
listen.
so funny how I sent you an invite and you don't want to come up because you know you're fat and stupid.
Yeah, true.
True.
Listen, I'm
So
not mad. I'm
valid.
just pointing out the fact that you are fat and stupid, and that's just it is what it is. I'm not mad.
It's okay. It's
Listen,
not gonna be-
I spread body positivity. All right, it's okay to be fat and stupid. That's fine.
Okay, the fatso's back. What'd I miss?
Listen, I love you, buddy. All right, I love you so much.
Oh, thank you.
I don't
But,
remember what we were talking about. What were we talking about?
But look, in all honesty, I mean, as a Trump voter, there's a lot of things that Trump's doing that is concerning me.
Mhm.
But I don't look at politics the way, like, I really think the correct way to look at politics. Obviously, there's no correct way, but the way that I look at politics is through a real geopolitical lens. And the way I see it is that you have global forces that are absolutely attacking the U.S. And their sovereignty, and they own a lot of our government, and they're
Oh boy.
Oh God, are we?
I mean, look, you could say "oh boy" all you want,
Oh,
but
and I know what group you're talking about. I think.
which one?
Does it
Juice box.
does it start with an A?
In A. Now, I'm not. First of all, I'm a Jewish American myself, so I'm not going to go into any Zionist conspiracies.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's the WEF and the World Economic Forum people.
Oh, it's not the Jews, it's the globalists. My bad. Okay.
Well, I think they're bad actors in every sect, Jewish included, for sure. But I think we're under a global. It's a global attack, and I think one of the main strategies is to make people hate this country and make younger people think, "Hey, this is a racist country." Like
I don't think there's anybody that hates the country as much as Donald J. Trump does. I mean, the fact that this person literally called for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles in our principal governing document is as much evidence as I could think of.
I'm going to go on ChatGPT and try to understand what you're saying. What did he say exactly, so I can look that up? Because
Donald Trump called for the termination of the Constitution in 2022 on Truth Social.
Trump calls for termination of Constitution. Like I read a lot, and I don't remember that, but I'm looking it up.
Pretty crazy.
Really? Of Constitution.
I frankly can't believe that you haven't heard of that, but yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's so surprising that you haven't heard this.
I think that you guys are like not you guys. I'm not going to say you guys. I'm not lumping anybody in anything, but I think that the Democrat mindset, you guys are probably reading the same publications, and you're getting manipulated and so on.
You're right. The publication is Truth Social, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm really getting manipulated by all the information I take in.
Okay, you're asking whether Donald Trump called for the termination of the Constitution. Here's what actually happened. Okay, let's see here. Here's what actually happened.
Yeah, read it out loud. Sure.
Okay, I'm reading it. And by the way, I'm not denying that Trump talks a lot of shit, but I don't take everything he says seriously.
Yep, it's a
Plausible
troll, bro.
deniability. Plausible
He's trolling, bro.
What Trump said and when on December on December 3rd, 2022, Trump posted on Truth Social, a massive fraud of this type of magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, or articles, even those found in the Constitution. The source was CNN, by the way, which is the
No, the
biggest
source was the
bullshit.
Truth Social.
That's no,
Is
no.
it on
The
Truth
Truth
Social
source is Truth
post?
Social. You can find
Okay,
it.
okay,
Social
fair enough. I'll
post.
take your word for it. I'm not going to argue. Let's say like, you're right, but he was arguing in his view that the alleged widespread fraud in the election. Okay, so he's referring to the 2020 election.
Mm-hmm.
Call for the. Okay, fine. Trump statements triggered a swift rebuke from leaders of both parties. Okay, fine. He called for the termination because he thought the election was rigged.
Yep.
Then okay, fair enough. That wasn't a nice thing, but I do take
Well,
his
do you think
side.
it gives like it shows like a hatred for the founding principles of the country to call for the
I think
termination of
everybody
its
was.
founding document?
I think everybody was okay. First of all, the founding documents of this country did not foresee that different states would be able to manipulate certain numbers, and if you get
It
a
exactly
couple,
it exactly did. Wait, no,
If you
it
get a
exactly
couple-
did. It's in the Constitution that the states run their elections. That's
right,
like a
but,
principal part of the Constitution is that the states run their elections.
yeah, but in practical terms, that can't happen. That one state can just lie about their numbers and fake them because it can affect the
Okay,
the results of the entire
what state
country.
faked their results?
Well, look, let's go through this slowly. If there's two parts,
None of
let's
them.
just talk principles. Let's just talk principles.
None of them did. That's the
Let's
answer.
let's just talk principles. Party A, Party B. Okay, an election's taking place. Do you believe in principle that both parties should agree on what the rules are? Yes or no?
Yep.
Okay. If one party said, "Hey, well, we don't like, say, mail-in ballots. We don't want that to happen," and Party B says, "Fuck you, we're doing mail-in ballots," do you think that that's a legitimate cause of concern
Nope.
for
No.
Party A?
No.
Or you don't?
Nope, because
Okay, well,
Republicans helped pass the legislation that allows for mail-in ballots. So I mean, like, that's the law. The Republicans can't just throw a hissy fit whenever the election laws they don't like apply to the elections that they're in.
Well, whether Liz Cheney and Mitt Romney, whatever, participated in those type of rulings, the vast majority of conservatives. Not only that, I think Barack Obama said it. The New York Times wrote an article about it. Up until 10, 15 years ago, mail-in voting on a mass scale, not like an expat and an army, was regarded as not secure, and you couldn't trace the votes.
The Republicans don't just get to throw a hissy fit whenever the election doesn't go the way that they want it to. That's not how our system works. And the Constitution literally says that the states run their elections. So I don't know.
The other viewpoint was the other view. Okay, that's your view, but another.
That's the only view.
Another view was. Well, that's your view, but another view was. Well, not my view. My view was that.
Yeah, well, because you're a Trump supporter, and we all know what Trump supporters do.
I'm not really a Trump supporter. I
clearly are. You're justifying him terminating the Constitution, so you clearly are a Trump supporter.
I used to vote Republicans, and I don't trust Republicans anymore. I think that they're unbelievably corrupt.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, twice.
Okay.
Shocking.
All right. So you do vote
But
Republican.
I think there's a distinction between like voting for like a Nikki Haley or a Mitt Romney or
there is a distinction. It's up on the on the board. People who vote for Trump are fat and stupid.
Yeah, well, I'm losing weight there slowly but surely, but
don't worry about it, buddy.
Yeah, it's okay. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being fat.
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with it at all. Hey, would you discriminate against a fat person?
Absolutely not.
Then there you go.
There you go.
Is there anybody you would discriminate against unless they were Trump supporters? Or you only discriminate
probably
against Trump supporters?
I probably discriminate against like pedophiles.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? But once again, that word is being
you wouldn't.
You wouldn't. Yeah.
That word is being
voted
thrown
for
around. That word tends to be thrown around real easily in political circles.
Well, if you're best friends with a sex trafficker who got found guilty for sex trafficking minors, I mean, I don't know. If you're his best friend, I don't know. Makes you look pretty bad.
Bro, Rinyald, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no files, bro.
But the Epstein situation was a dragnet, and it affected many political leaders. Clinton was on his
Mhm.
plane. Bill Gates is on his plane.
Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
Yeah,
politicians.
I'm not going to
Release the
vote for
files,
Clinton or
send
Bill
them all to jail.
or Bill. I'm not going to vote for Bill Clinton in the next election. I'm not going to vote for Bill Gates in the next election.
I mean, look, I don't really believe that Trump was a pedophile.
I know.
I mean, that's really convenient. All of a sudden, he's a pedophile. He's like
He's been a pedophile since he got sued by fucking Katie Johnson. He was a co-defendant with
Yep.
Jeffrey Epstein in that case. Or when he
When was
said
he
to an
when was he
8-year-old,
sued?
or when he
When
said to an 8-year-old that perhaps he'd be dating her in 8 years.
That was his daughter. You mean, right?
No, it was a
No.
different. It was just some fucking kid that was going up the escalator next to him.
It was like, damn.
He's
Well,
like,
I
damn,
mean,
that's a hot 10-year-old.
Well, were you bothered by Biden and all those
Oh my God.
deep inhalations of like little kids that's on video? Were you concerned about that? I was.
Not
That was
not as
really
concerned
fucking
as
weird.
him literally saying, perhaps I'll date a 10-year-old in 8 years. No.
Well, look, you guys come up with a new thing every other day. Like,
And come up
first
with
of
that.
all-
That's
not
on
new.
video. That's on
That's not new.
video.
That's on video, bro.
First, it was E. Jean Carroll, like some
It's
girl
on
comes out
video.
of the woodwork.
Yes.
on video.
Yes, there was a civil case. Oh my god.
No, it was two
A
civil
civil
cases.
case.
Two civil cases.
So
One
we're
for
supposed
sexual
to-
abuse,
we're-
another one for defamation. He lost both.
Okay, let's go over one at a time. E. Jean Carroll, 30 years ago, remember, it was put forth by our New York attorney who basically campaigned
Don't you think
on,
it's
I'm going to get.
Don't you think it's kind of suspect that you're focusing on E. Jean Carroll when I said that he would date a 10-year-old?
Okay, so let's talk about this 10-year-old. What's the name of the kid?
I don't know the name of the kid. There's a video of him saying that
Bro,
perhaps he'd be dating
just
her.
look up the video.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, anybody that is serious about dating a 10-year-old child is fucking crazy. We can both agree on that, right?
Look at this dude in the comments. That was
Yeah, but-
harmless.
Miss
It's not like
USA,
he
bro.
meant it. I
Yeah,
don't often
obviously-
joke about grooming 10-year-olds. That's not
But the
it's
reason
not
the
something
reason
that normal
why-
people do.
The reason why I'm like, skeptical of the concept is because, in the TikTok circles, they're going nuts about him saying to my daughter's hot. I would date her in a second. And oh my God, he's a pedophile.
I mean,
I-
it's possible
I know
though.
that
It's
Clear.
it's
That
it's
is weird.
and
but,
it's
like,
super
I know
weird.
a lot of dads that talk about their daughters
No,
like that.
not
as a
like
kid.
that. But also,
that's
do you think
weird
it's
as
also
fuck.
do you think it's also kind of weird that you didn't know that he literally called to terminate the founding document of this the governing like the principal governing document of this country? He called to terminate, and you didn't know about that?
Okay, well, when you reminded me that you were referring to the election situation, which a lot of people believe was rigged,
Why
I could
should
see
we
how-
we should terminate the Constitution for it?
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't terminate. But the problem with that election was that I mean, there's enough evidence in my mind that, I mean, come on, Biden got more votes than Obama. I
Do you
mean,
acknowledge
yeah,
that that nobody
they-
found that he won the election? Nobody that was accredited to be able to make a determination like that found that he won the election. Not one.
Wait, repeat that.
Nobody that would have any ability to tell winners of elections found any amount of significant fraud that would change the election results.
Well,
So, like, the DHS didn't find anything, the DOJ didn't find anything, the state
You know, a
investigators
lot
didn't
of
find
money-
anything, the independent contractors that the Trump administration hired didn't find anything.
Okay, first of all, like, there were a lot of independent, very, very smart, statistical, mathematical groups
That lied on behalf of Donald Trump. That
They
had
didn't
no
lie.
authority.
They didn't lie. They made very compelling
No,
cases.
no, they didn't.
They
Like
made
Rudy
a ton
Giuliani.
of compelling- they
You
made a
acknowledge
ton
that,
of
like,
com-
every time they went before Congress and told them numbers, those were bullshit. They were immediately contradicted by the state investigators.
They made, in my mind, maybe not yours, but my mind, they made very compelling arguments that there were too many anomalies, too many things that were statistically
Yeah, they
impossible. in
lied
this
to
election.
you. They lied to you.
Okay, well, everything's a lie to you, but what
Those
what
were
affected
lies.
No, it's not a lie. It's
What-
not a lie to us. It's a lie to the
Yeah, those were
courts.
objectively lies.
what
They were not
affected
true.
What affected my thinking in this election was several things. One, a lot of the anomalies, and I'd have to refresh my memory, but enough anomalies that they were very compelling. That was number one. The second thing was, Trump would be ahead in many districts, and then 2, 3 in the morning, these mail drops would hit, and boom, he would lose.
So, have you
And-
ever heard any explanation for why those things happen?
Many. and they
None
were
of them
suspect.
were compelling.
Yeah, like
So like, why do you think that the ballot dumps happened? Like what? Like give me a
if I had to
give
bet,
me a
if I
reason that
had
a
to bet
Democrat
all
would
my
give you.
money, if someone said to me, you
No, I'm
could
not
take
talking
away
about like
money,
your personal opinion. I'm telling you, like, why do you think Democrats, like, how do you
my
think
per-
Democrats explain the vote dumps?
oh, they're gonna say that, oh yeah, the mail-in votes are counted later than the regular ballots and blah blah blah. But
Okay, is that
these
unbelievable?
things made the elections insecure.
Is that unbelievable?
Yeah, it
That it
is.
takes longer for mail-ins
Why
to
would a
get to
mail-in
the
vote take longer
centralized
than a
counting
ballot?
station?
Why would a mail-in vote take longer to count a ballot vote? Why?
Because mail-in votes
Because
are
what?
centralized for counting, and you already have the in-person cast votes because they were cast in person. In the same way that if I go to store and get a good, it's going to be faster than if I get a good mailed to me.
It was too hard to track those votes. And
Wait, do you
remember,
acknowledge
one
that that
party.
makes that makes sense? It makes sense why those giant
Yeah, your
dumps in the middle
explanation-
of the night happened.
Your explanation could be valid, but it doesn't give me any more confidence. But it could be valid. But that's
Okay, why is it more believable that there was a top-down conspiracy to steal the election with no evidence of it than it is that mail-in voters or mail-in votes take longer to centralize into a particular counting station?
Well, your assertion, it doesn't totally not make sense. I'm not saying that your assertion.
I'm asking, why does it make less sense than the one that you're proposing of a giant top-down conspiracy with no evidence of it?
Okay, there was a massive amount of evidence that there was a conspiracy. Okay, you just don't want to
Name one.
acknowledge it. It happened 3 years ago. I mean, at the time, I could refresh my memory and go on, go through my notes. But the short of it, there was a huge amount of evidence that
No, there's
that there
not
were
any.
anomaly. Well, you keep on saying there's not, but I'm telling you, there was a massive.
Yeah, but
amount
everything that you're naming to me was lies fed to you by the Trump administration. Like, for instance,
I'm not-
are
you
you
know,
familiar?
you
Are you
know-
familiar with the giant black box of ballots that they took out in Georgia and put on top of the table and started counting after all the poll watchers went home? Did you ever hear about that?
Well, yeah, there was video evidence of a lot of chicanery going on.
Yeah, exactly. These are all lies that were
and then
that were
they end
spoon
up
fed to
saying,
you.
"Oh yeah, it's perfectly legitimate because of X, Y, Z." But
Wait, what is the
you know,
XYZ? What is the XYZ?
well, they make excuses as to
What is the
like,
excuse? What's the excuse?
I gotta look at that particular example.
Was the excuse that we have the entire night recorded and we literally saw them put ballots under the table and then take those ballots and put them on top of the table? Like we had a complete chain of custody of those ballots?
Well, that
Was it that the poll
the
watchers
problem
being
with-
sent
that was
home
the
has
problem
no
with-
bearing if the entire fucking counting session was recorded on CRT?
That's the problem with mail-in voting. The chain in
No.
custody is
The
not.
problem is
it's
that you got
broken.
lied
The chain-
to. You believe these conspiracy theories and there's nothing to it.
You really underestimate people's
Wait.
intelligence. You
Wait.
think that Trump.
I'm not underestimating
that Trump-
anything. I'm not underestimating
I have
anything.
When Trump
Okay.
came out with his vaccine at warp speed, I wasn't touching that. Did you take that? I mean, did you?
Absolutely.
You took Trump?
Yeah, I took it. I
Well-
was actually myself. I was the first round because I worked
Well,
in.
I don't know why.
Facility.
Hold on, wait. I have a really important question. Wait, so
Trump was telling me and you that this is the greatest invention of all time, better than the
It wasn't
wheel.
just
Better than
Trump
the
though. It
wheel.
was the entire world scientific fucking community that was
Right.
saying
Oh, you
that.
trusted Trump
I
on
don't
that?
want. Wait.
It
no,
wasn't
don't-
just
don't-
Trump.
don't-
It wasn't just Trump. It was the entire global scientific community that worked on that vaccine.
Trusted Fauci? Fauci's like the biggest.
It wasn't
You're just not
Fauci.
listening. You're just not listening.
Bro, it was not just Fauci. You think just Fauci and Donald Trump
Wait.
worked together to come up with a little
No,
Well, I'm
wait,
just saying that you
wait.
guys are very selective in what you.
It's
want
not
to say and
selective
what
at
you don't.
all. It's the
You're
same
very
exact
selective.
standard.
Wait. I have a really important question because I'm not gonna let you pivot to fucking COVID. Okay.
Go ahead. Yep.
Important question. So, if you claim to have evidence that that there was like massive like fraud in the election or whatever, why don't you submit it to a court?
Ooh, true.
Okay, I don't claim to personally have the evidence. I claim that I heard a lot of evidence on both sides.
Why?
And in my
know the
small
evidence. You
fat
know the
stupid
evidence.
mind, in my small fat stupid Trump mind, I was like, shit. These
Why didn't
guys
the
think
Trump administration
these-
submit them to the court?
They did. They went to court, but
And then
the
what
problem-
happened?
Here's the problem. Okay, when you have when you have a massive conspiracy on that level,
Oh, they had the courts too.
courts are not really designed to do.
Okay.
Courts are not designed to really
So
do a
hold
great
on.
forensic study on that. They just make rulings. They're not really
No.
equipped to
So hold
decipher
on.
what's
Wait,
true and what's not.
you don't trust the judicial system. You don't trust the legislative system. Do you trust just the executive system?
No, because he doesn't trust the DHS and the DOJ
Okay,
either.
so
He doesn't trust the
saying that
executive.
you're saying that you trust the judicial system? Are you
Yes.
saying that?
Yep.
Yes.
Are you happy about Roe versus Wade? You trust that ruling?
It was probably legal.
Are you happy with it?
I'm not.
Do you
I'm not
trust-
particularly
Wait.
happy with it, but yes, it litigated the legality of it correctly.
Okay, if you're happy with it, fine. Then you're consistent in your views. Okay, no problem. I don't simp
Wait,
on any.
wait,
I don't
wait.
simp on any particular. I don't simp
I
on
wanna-
any particular.
No,
I
just,
want to make
just
a,
Trump.
I wanna make a
Just Trump.
I want to make a distinction here. Being unhappy with the like findings of the court and believing that all of the courts are corrupt are two completely different things. What are you talking about?
That's true.
What world are you living in?
I didn't think that the courts were corrupt in the election situation. I just didn't.
You
think
literally
they were,
just said that we can't rely on the courts to litigate
don't-
corruption.
I didn't say they were corrupt. I said that they weren't. They didn't have to really understand what happened in the election.
Okay,
That's
so
more.
what
That's,
are courts equipped
wait,
for?
let
then?
me articulate what I'm saying here. I'm not saying they're corrupt. I'm just saying that require a forensic examination to really get.
Do you
to the
acknowledge that
crux
the
of-
forensic, like all of the wide-scale audits of the election, also found nothing?
It takes 2 years to uncover this type of fraud, not weeks. Okay.
Why?
Years. Because it was a complex scheme.
What was complex about it?
Well, based on a lot of the testimony that I heard, the scheme involved a lot. It involved mail-in votings that were finessed. The machines may have been suspect.
Yeah, this
A
isn't.
lot
This,
of-
Yes,
oh,
you've
this
been.
isn't. This isn't.
You've just been lied to.
This isn't complex. This isn't complex at all. All of this information was submitted to the court.
Whether
They
you
analyzed
believe
all of it.
whether you believe it was straight or not.
No. It's not a matter of
The main-
believing. It's a matter of knowing that there was nobody that
the
ever
main
found that it was
principle-
corrupt. You just are making it up. You were either lied to by the Trump administration because you listened to the lies that they spread, knowing that that would be the reaction, and
I'm not,
knowing
you know-
that fat stupid people would try and raid the Capitol to try and steal the election. That's exactly what they were trying to do. Okay, and we know that's exactly what they were trying to do. Oh, that's what happened. I don't know if you're stupid or you just got lied to and you're gullible. I don't know if it says it on your ceiling. Okay, but it's not a matter of me thinking that the election was satisfactory or me thinking that there wasn't any fraud. You would have to make a case for there being fraud, and the case was never made because Donald
Okay,
Trump
well,
lied to you,
whether
and
you
all of your
believe that-
conspiracies fall through immediately. That's why you
Whether-
still
whether
believe
you-
the black box thing, even though Rudy Giuliani literally admitted to lying about it in court, but he said it's his First Amendment right to defame the defendant. Jesus.
whether you believe whether you believe that this is a straight election.
Nope,
or
it's not about
corrupt
believing.
election.
It's about having no evidence for no
whatever
evidence
side-
claim.
Whatever side you're on, I think a very important principle that needs to be abided on in future elections is both parties need to agree on the methodology. And
Yes,
there
true.
wasn't an
My
agreement.
methodology is that Republicans should never be able to vote. That's my methodology. And if you don't adhere to that
Well,
methodology,
you know-
then I'm just going to try and do an insurrection. That's my methodology. Do you support that?
Well, speaking of the insurrections, I mean that when you have a single,
Do you think that's a
woman-
good standard to set for the election?
if you actually call a single woman getting shot an insurrection? That wasn't an insurrection.
I didn't
That was
say
a-
I didn't say shooting Ashley Babbitt was an insurrection. No, I didn't say that. I said that trying to
What did you
invade the
say?
Capitol and stop the certification with violence was an insurrection.
Nothing was ever even close to being stopped. A bunch of middle-aged guys in
Why were
khakis,
why do you think they were
khakis and overalls.
why do you
A
think you
bunch of
why do you think they were
middle-aged guys that were
why do you
not
think they were
armed.
in the Capitol on January 6th?
Because if you watch any videos, which it seems like you don't want to watch anything that doesn't agree with your narrative. It was easy to see.
Okay.
It was plain to see the cops letting them in.
Yeah.
Okay, who was the first person in the building? Just out of
Oh, right.
curiosity.
The fucking guy with the horns on his head and the hat.
No. Oh my god.
Nope, it was a Proud Boy through a broken window. Do you think like the
Look.
cop broke the window for him?
Look, the cops stood down. They let him in. It's obvious. Why did they
Okay.
arrest that?
By the way, you
why
didn't
did they
answer the
arrest,
question. Why do you think they were at the Capitol on January 6th? Do you think that timing was just coincidental?
I tried to go myself. I couldn't make it, but I
Why
was
do you think they were
protesting.
there on January 6th particularly?
To protest a fraudulent election.
Why do you think they were there on January 6th particularly? What happens at the Capitol on January 6th?
Yeah, they were certifying it.
Okay, so when I say they broke in using violence to stop the certification of the election, what do you disagree with?
That it was a setup. They showed the cops pretty much walking them in there.
Okay,
but you know,
the first
you know
entrance was
someone
through
broke in.
the first entrance was through a broken
Are you
window.
guys like why? How can you guys not see the obvious? Are you serious? I mean,
I know-
they
hold
walked
on.
Because
them
I'm
in.
not fat and stupid enough to see the obvious.
True. I just want to clarify something. I've seen every video that you're talking about, and I know the explanation behind those videos, but all of that doesn't matter because the first person in the Capitol was someone who broke in through a window. Can you address that? Can you please address that?
Let's say you're correct and a guy broke a window. That's not an
Oh,
insurrection.
hold on.
The first entrance, it directly contradicts the cops letting them in because typically, if you're being let in by the cops, you wouldn't fucking break the window to get in.
Did you see that Ray Epps guy? We're gonna go into that.
Yeah, Ray Epps has nothing to do with this. Yeah, sure.
What do you mean he has nothing?
Do you think
with this?
Ray Epps orchestrated the entire J6 insurrection?
No, but I believe that there were many Ray Epps in that insurrection, and
What do you mean, many Ray Epps?
There were hundreds of FBI informants and so forth in that crowd, and that's been proven.
Informants doesn't mean anything. Informants just means people who ratted.
Rabble rousers, whatever people. That
Those aren't people working at the behest of the FBI. That's just people who snitched.
Hey, you could look the other way all you want, but we know what happened.
It's not looking the other way. This is corroborated by all of the reporting. You just don't know
Corroborated
anything.
by CNN and MSNBC. Who else?
No, by the Office of the Inspector General, dipshit.
Wait, Rinyald. None of this matters. None of this matters, and let me tell you why. Okay, if nothing was gonna happen on January 6th, then there was like what's the point of like it being like a setup, right? Like it's a setup, right? So why did nothing happen according to you?
True.
Well, they tried to use it as an excuse in legal terms to kind of disqualify Trump as like an insurrectionist. There was some legal bullshit that they were trying to pull that failed, thank God. But that was their plan.
Wait, if there was a giant conspiracy to where the deep state can stage an insurrection,
it was a dumb conspiracy.
you're literally talking about the FBI staging an
only
insurrection.
difference-
Oh my
difference is
God.
you can't see it.
If the
People
FBI
like-
is staging an insurrection, why couldn't they remove him from the ballot?
They tried.
Yeah, why couldn't they be? If the FBI
tried. I'm in New York,
could
they
successfully
tried to make-
frame
they
Donald
tried-
Trump for, if the FBI could successfully frame Donald Trump for an insurrection,
They tried
why
to
couldn't they
create-
successfully get him off the ballot?
Well,
Wouldn't
here
that be
in New
super
York-
easy?
Here in New York, there's like this thing where you can like call someone a felony and make up a bunch of bullshit charges, which they tried to do.
They successfully did. They found him guilty. So if they could make up bullshit charges and convict
Well,
him with a jury of his peers there, why couldn't they do it in Anderson v. Griswold?
If you study Russian history and you look at like what Putin does with his adversaries,
If they
that's
could
exactly
make
what
up
this
a
country is trying
bullshit
to do.
charge and get a jury of his peers to convict him in New York, why couldn't they do it with an insurrection charge in Anderson v. Griswold?
I don't know that case.
That's the case that you're talking about, where they tried to get him off of the ballot for being an insurrectionist. If they could get a bullshit case and get a jury of his peers to find him guilty in New York, why couldn't they have done that in Anderson v. Griswold?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Interesting.
Anyway, in short, I'm not saying I'm simping for Trump. I didn't.
You
take
are,
his
though.
vaccine.
Yes, you are.
I didn't take his vaccine at warp speed. I wasn't that stupid. I
gobbling
wasn't
down
that
Trump.
stupid to take Trump's vaccine at warp speed. That's for sure.
Yeah, you were
And
just
I
stupid
don't
enough
like
to
this-
believe that there was a giant deep state conspiracy
like what
framing
he's
him for
doing.
all of the bad things that he did. I know.
I don't like what he's doing with AI. I think that's kind of scary. I don't like his continued support of the Israeli G side. That's upsetting. But I think he's. I think he's moving us in a way better direction than Biden or Harris could have. And let's be.
You're
positive.
right. I really wish that he wouldn't
Anyone
continue to
ask
fund a
Jay
genocide
what news
and.
sources he uses?
Say that again.
What news sources do you use? Because you kept bringing up CNN and MSNBC, which I
Yeah.
know none of us use as reliable sources. So
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
true.
if, I could joke around with you and say TikTok's my news source, but
no, I'm like genuinely interested.
if
Like,
you're
what
interested
do
in
you
if
use on
you're
a
interested in
daily?
if you're interested, I think I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. But I think that a real assumption that I hear Democrats and on TikTok at least make over and over again is, "Who told you this? How did they tell you this again?" Like we're fucking retarded. I,
Well, you are
I'm a
fat and
bit of a news.
stupid.
I'm a bit of a news junkie. So I'll literally listen to.
What do you
I would
watch? Where do
literally
you get
read.
your information? Oh, he left.
He said the R slur.
Yeah, I was just say I think Cringy kicked him because of the.
Oh shit. Rip.
I think he's trying to come back up.
He is. Got a stray, buddy. Sorry.
Just type what you watch.
Hey OP, I get they're Trump supporters, but fat shaming is always a bad look. Listen, we're not fat shaming. We're just pointing out the obvious. There's no shame in it. You're allowed to be fat. I don't know why you read fat and automatically assumed that it was a negative thing.
Yeah, like fat isn't like a negative connotation just as a word. It's like calling someone skinny.
True.
It's like saying someone
Like
has
you
soft
say,
hands.
like you're stupid and skinny, right? Like that doesn't
what's wrong with
mean
that?
something negative.
Oh, no. I don't even think there's really anything wrong with being stupid either. I just think it's
It's just
Yeah, I don't think stupidity means anything bad
like
either.
for example, that Just Jay guy. He seemed like a kind of a nice guy, right?
Oh yeah, I'm
But
sure
I
if he was
fully
my
acknowledge-
uncle, I would love that guy.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he was a actually just a knuckle dragging ape wearing human skin. So
Real stand up, dude. Should I let him back up or?
that's up to Cringy. It's his live, his account.
Fine.
I don't care. We don't need to. I'm asking if we
Hey
should.
guys, I didn't mean to use the R slur, but
It's
You're-
it's
No, I
okay.
grew
It
up-
slips
I'm
out.
a
It slips
pro-
out all the
I'm
time.
I'm probably older than you guys, so I grew up in a time like in the '80s when just try listening to like Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, all the
Yeah,
top
Jay,
comedians
we-
of the time.
Oh my
nobody-
god, I'm fingering my ass. Oh my
Oh
god,
my
oh my god.
No, they didn't say that.
Oh.
Nobody
that
cried over like little words back then,
Listen, that's just a TOS thing. All right, we.
Yeah, we don't actually really care.
Okay,
about
fair enough. I'll try to watch my language.
You're good.
Ooh.
Yeah, we really don't care. I mean, we're calling all
I
Trump
got it, I
supporters
got
stupid, fat and stupid. So I mean, we're
Wait,
not really the tone
what was that?
policers.
Okay, so you were asking me about my news sources.
Yeah, where do you
Yeah.
get your
Okay.
your news from?
Okay, if I had to describe to you how I formulate my opinions, I would say that I curate my opinions by first every day. I pretty much start by reading the headlines of the New York Times, the Journal, um, NPR, and then I work my way to a few more conservative headlines like the Post, the Gateway Pundit, which is you guys would probably regard as a right wing Nazi thing, but it's not. And then Sky News Australia, and then
oh
I
my
listen.
god. It's like he's like, yeah, I read NPR, I read CNN,
Well, yeah, I like
the
seeing both
average
sides.
like newspaper or whatever that has a slight left wing bias, and he's like, and then
I
I
re-
follow Breitbart, PragerU.
Yeah,
Yeah,
American
then I
Renaissance.
look-
Oh my
But-
god.
but then there's about 75 to 100 people that I just find compelling, and I just
Can you
check
name?
out
Wait,
what they have to
who do you find compelling?
a lot of the people that I find compelling, they're not necessarily household names, but
I
they're
bet we
people
know
that
him.
I find compelling.
Who is it?
What?
I bet we know him.
I like well, you're gonna make fun of me, of course, because you're very edgy. But
Uh-huh.
I like a guy, Eric Moutsis. I think he's really good, actually. Very
Eric
good.
Mutzis.
But
How do you spell
I
that?
change. I cycle through different sources.
Wait, how do you spell that?
I mean, that's just one of like 150 people that I listen to.
But like, how do you? But like, how do you?
MOUTSAS.
M U T
MOUTSAS.
MOUTS.
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
SOS.
But
Let's see.
yeah, but look, I curate my news through dozens and dozens of sources, like pretty regularly. I believe that I'm getting both sides of the story.
Bro, and
And,
how do you
and in
come
the
to the
middle, and-
conclusion that you've come to?
Look, I never said to you I'm the smartest guy out there. I might even be not that smart, but my mind works the way it works. Yours works the way yours works. And look, I'm not a Trump simper either. The choice was Harris and Trump. Harris was not. I mean,
Just to clarify, the comparison we're making here is that you disagree with Trump on one issue.
I disagree with Trump on
You
a
disagree
lot of
with
different
on
issues,
reality.
and I don't like for example when he said Gaza Plaza or whatever. I mean, that was taste. I was like, is this guy like something wrong with it? You know, like he's made he's made messed up comments. But look, you guys what affected me, what like say Biden said, for example, was that if you don't vote for me, I'm not black comment. And
Really?
and remember
That?
this is the guy that incarcerated he did the 94 crime bill and literally incarcerated tens of millions of black people.
Trump literally was running on bringing back broken windows policing. You don't care about that. Why are we concern trolling? You don't care about that.
Trump was not in power. He wasn't a politician.
Donald Trump on the current presidential run wanted to bring back broken windows policing.
Yeah,
so I don't know why you're claiming to care about that when it was super popular at the time. It's not popular anymore, and Trump wants to do it now.
Look, there was like 50 things that Biden turned me off with, but like one example was like
yeah, but like why are you naming ones that you clearly don't care about because you're supporting your candidate doing it?
Because
because he's a Democrat doing it.
Because first of all, I actually voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. I'm not like anti-Democrat. I mean, and by the way, I regret that vote. I literally was clueless at that point when I voted for her. That's the most embarrassing thing I ever did in my life. I just
you're really like, showing your non-bias here, buddy.
Mine was voting for Biden. That's so funny.
But Biden was saying, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. And the guy literally came up with a 94 crime bill that he incarcerated tens of millions of people.
But you literally support the guy who wanted to bring back broken windows policing. Why are you like bringing this up as if you care about it?
How do you compare a guy that talks about bringing back broken windows policing versus a guy that actually incarcerated tens of millions?
Because you voted for the person who wants to bring it back. Joe Biden never made any actions during his recent term, during his presidential term towards it.
Broken windows policing didn't necessarily incarcerate tens of millions of people. What incarcerated tens of millions of people? You guys don't know how it works, but I'll tell you how it works. Every campaign is funded by lobby groups. You know that, of course. And Biden was funded by the prison industrial complex, and then in the 80s.
Oh my
in the
God.
80s.
Just let him talk, yo. Let him talk.
In the 80s, when Clinton built up all these prisons, they were sitting on a ton of empty prisons. And they had to figure out a way to fill those prisons. And they literally paid the Biden administration to pass the 94 crime bill. And in doing so, a lot of other policies developed, like very strong racial profiling.
Okay, so that's one theory. Is it also possible?
Let me continue, and then let me get my thought down.
But your thought is out, buddy.
And there was a potpourri of actions that lent to the mass incarceration, the Holocaust of Black Americans, including funding a lot of music that would rile young black kids up, like NWA and Tupac Shakur, who was a gay guy, by the way, and he was a total actor. He wasn't even a real gangster.
Yeah, you're just concern trolling right now. I just want to know, like, your theory is that there was a giant conspiracy, again unproven. I know you really really like those. A giant conspiracy where like these dark money groups were paying these people to do like these giant things to enslave all of these black people and do a new Holocaust. Do you think it's also possible that the crime bill was incredibly popular even among black communities, so they just wanted to pass popular legislation?
Well, they find a way. To the problem of politics is that they get people to rally behind things that sound sexy, like let's throw these people in jail and fucking. Well, so while I was a young kid in State University smoking weed on my doorstep before class, the same kid in Brooklyn who didn't go to college was getting chucked in prison for 3 years. Don't you think that's crazy?
I think it's crazy too. Yeah.
And then
But you
that
support the
same
person that wanted to
politician-
bring all those systems back.
That same politician who said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, expects me to vote for him. And then you're telling me that I should vote for his vice president.
Who do you think had
supports
a
his
who do you
policies?
who do you think had like a less restrictive policy on policing between Joe Biden or Donald Trump, the guy who literally just federalized the National Guard for domestic policing?
Okay, you're like just because Trump says I want to bring back broken windows or he's
Well, no.
federalizing.
Not only that, he actively is right
Just
now
because
trying
he's
to
doing those
federalize
two
the
things,
National
that's not the
Guard to
same-
do domestic policing in
that's not the same.
Chicago.
When he starts incarcerating tens of thousands of people every month, then I'll say you were right.
He's
But until
literally
that
putting
happens-
people. He's literally building new facilities and sending people out of the country because of how many immigrants he's detaining. What are you talking about?
That's not the same thing as arresting citizens.
Is it just because
for
they're
petty
is
crimes.
it just because they're not black?
It's because they're not citizens.
Like we're literally
Yeah, they're
torturing. We're
undocumented,
literally
bro.
torturing them in prisons. Okay,
No,
like
they're
why
not.
why is this different? Yes, we absolutely
Did
are.
you cry about that when Obama was doing the same thing?
Obama
They're
wasn't
not
torturing
torturing
anybody.
in prisons.
Worker camps.
Obama was the one who invented the cages and
I'm not talking about the cages. I'm talking about the conditions in CCOT, where we literally have State Department reports of prison guards zapping the wet floors to send a shock to everybody within the cell.
That's
And
not
we
true.
were paying $6 million to. Oh, it says it in the State
I
Department
think-
report, and we were literally paid $6 million to Bukele to send these people there.
I think you're being a little biased, to be honest with you.
If it's biased to read out the State Department reports from 2022 and 2023, then yeah, I'm a little biased. You're right.
We let in. My view of immigration is that we let in.
I'm not talking about immigration. If you're talking about locking people up for petty crimes, I don't understand how you can support Donald Trump, who federalized the National Guard, who wanted to bring back broken windows policing, who is literally paying foreign powers to hold our overflow of detainees. You're concern
Actually,
trolling. You don't give a fuck about this issue.
I'm more inclined to be outraged at stuff that's already happened, not stuff that could happen. Okay.
That is currently happening right now. Happening.
Okay. Right now, what's happening is that criminal illegals are getting manhandled. That's what's happening.
Dude,
Do we
I
agree on that? Yes or
I
no?
can't do this. I can't do this.
Like actually, yeah, no, hold on. I can't. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, if you can't do it, you can't do it. What can I say?
I know.
Can't do it.
It's
I mean,
like-
the truth hurts, you know.
Yeah, the truth hurts. I'm literally reading a State Department report to a fucking toddler who keeps banging his block on his forehead. That's the conversation that we're having right now.